or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to all of our viewers and listeners tuning in with us here on Finding Texas, presented by the INCRadio Texas Satellite Studio. Tonight, I'm your host, Brother Justin Talioga, tuning in from Austin, Texas on this lovely Friday evening. And let's go ahead and see who else is tuning in and see who else is with us here on Finding Texas. So let's go ahead and go over to the Houston area. Let's go ahead and meet Sister Wendy. Sister Wendy, how are you?
Hi, Brother Justin. Hi, everyone. I'm Sister Wendy and doing fabulous tonight. I'm super excited today for our topic. And of course, we also have Sister May from our neighboring locale. Sister May, how are you doing tonight?
Hi everybody, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, magandang umaga, magandang tanghali, at magandang gabi to all our viewers and listeners out there. I'm doing amazing, I'm doing fantastic. It is a Friday, so it's always a good day when it's Friday. but well, Sister May from the local of Sugarland, soon to be Alvin. Wink wink. Soon we're getting there. But yeah, 2025 has been an amazing year to most of us. We have enjoyed like friends, family, we've met new people, and we have traveled and tried out new things. So for tonight's show, what are we going to be talking about?
So, since this is actually the last show of 2025 for Finding Texas, we're actually going to reflect on some of our highlighted travels of 2025. And then later on in our show, we're going to share some of the things we will look forward to doing and finding in 2026. And of course, we can never forget to have our show without our question of the night, which is what has been a highlighted travel for you this year? Please let us know in our live YouTube chat to all of our viewers and listeners. And since that is our question of the night, let's go ahead and start that off with our lovely crew members here. So, what has been a highlighted travel for you this year?
I feel like this is going to be very overrated, but Japan. I finally
I've
got
seen
to
that a lot on
Japan.
social media.
Finally got to Japan. It's been on my for you page on Instagram all the time. So I'm like, what is up? What is up, Japan? What is up? And everything is definitely up. The standards are definitely up once you're in Japan. So finally got to Japan. Finally had a vacation slash activity, or other way around, activity slash vacation. Going there, it was definitely an awe moment. That's for sure. Because even though I grew up in the Philippines, full of nature, very tropical, very beautiful, everything's just aesthetic. When you get to Japan, it's a whole new level. Like it's a whole new level. You'll realize like I've been to a lot of places, both Asia and America. I've been in a lot of places. And getting to Japan is something just like wow. Wow. When they tell you like there's no trash, it's not an exaggeration. For a fact. There is no trash. That's a fact. So that's a highlight for my 2025.
So when you were over there in Japan, like I can already tell like you're already drawn to by all the culture, even the lifestyle over there in Japan. Was there anything in particular that made you want to go there in the first place? Was it just purely a vacation, or was there something that really drew you to Japan that you just really had to go to?
Well, it was really an activity. It was a church activity. It was Takadiwa meet and greet. So that was really the main reason why I had to go to Japan. Because Japan was really at the, well, not at the bottom of my list, but it was like towards the end of my travel list. Because I do fly a lot to the Philippines. So I always do plan to do an Asia trip. So Japan is going to be part of that trip. It's not going to be just like a spontaneous trip, like let's book a flight to Japan from the US, because that's very expensive. But if you're from the Philippines going to Japan, now we're talking. We're talking saving right there. So I had to go for the Kadiwa meet and greet to meet some old friends that I've met from the previous year Kadiwa meet and greet, which was in Canada. So I did get to meet them again there. It was a good rekindling moment. Met new friends, met old friends. So that was really the reason why I had to go to Japan. But I did save one day. I didn't go home straight away. I didn't fly back to the US straight away. I had to experience Japan even though it's just one day. At least to save some, to have more reason to fly back. And I did find a lot of reasons to fly back. So yeah, that was it.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Was there anything over there uh, uh, in Japan that we could expect to see if we ever decide to go there?
Food. Expect a lot of food.
I'm glad you mentioned food. I heard that even the gas stations over there have pretty authentic food. Is that true?
Yes. Well, not the gas stations, but there's a specific store
Or,
that,
or rather, convenience stores, technically.
yes, the convenience
Okay.
store, it is like actual food. It's like actual sit down food. It's actual restaurant food. Like I stayed in a good hotel. Like I'm telling you, like 5 star, 4 star, 4.5 star hotel. It was a really good hotel, but you don't even need to eat the buffet. You don't even need to eat at the hotel because you will be
Those are
buying.
probably overpriced anyway.
That's a fact. But it's part of the hotel experience. But
Yeah.
the reason why you don't really need to buy the hotel food or what they offer or the restaurants around it, because the convenience store there definitely does deliver like 10 out of 10. Like
It's a
fresh
whole other
food,
experience for sure.
it
Yeah.
is. It's really good and it's open 24 hours and it's safe to walk around Japan. Surprisingly, it's really safe.
Really?
Yes, one of the locals
Okay.
one of the locals definitely confirmed it. He was talking to us like how safe Japan was because if something happened to you in Japan, there's literally cameras everywhere. So if somebody stole from you or something happened to you, they'll figure it out right away. Because everywhere there's cameras, so they can just track it. Find him, done. Problem solved. So
Trust the locals.
trust the logos. That's gonna be the motto for tonight. We'll keep it up.
I'll ring the bell for that. Finally remember to bring that.
But it's really safe because we arrived in Japan. It was already night, so we didn't have dinner. We got lost. So, but there was a convenience store like just in front of the hotel, one of the hotels. So we grabbed some food, and they're not exaggerating when they say it's really fresh, because by the end of the day, when the shelf is done, it's done. They're just gonna restock it once the food is well freshly made. That they'll restock it. So yeah, that's really a 10 out of 10. That's a fact that it's really good. Like the foods are fresh and they are of definitely quality, high
Wow,
quality.
okay. Wow, okay. Wow. I'm definitely looking forward um to doing all that once when and if I ever decide to go to Japan. So thank you so much, Sister Mayfan, for sharing that with us. How about you, Sister Wen? I know you did quite a bit of traveling this year, 2025. What would be some of your highlighted ones?
Just a little bit of traveling. Um, I
Eh.
hope to do more. And so,
The
yeah,
bank doesn't agree, but it's fine.
I know there's, we'll figure it out. But yeah, so I think for 2025, Philadelphia is definitely one of the highlights, Hawaii as well. But Hawaii, I know, Brother Justin, you also went, so I'll leave that one to you to dive a little bit deeper on that one. But I would say Philadelphia, it was my first time there. And what brought me there was this composer that I absolutely love. I followed the composer ever since I was little, and I found out the composer does world tours. So it's definitely been on my list of to-dos to one day go to his concert. And he does US tours, and one of them is in Philly. Now, I will say the twist to that story is when we went there and we were having a dinner right before the concert, celebrating and all of that, we got an email to say the composer was sadly under the weather, so he couldn't make it.
I was
Oh
I was
no.
high key expecting a different story. Like the composer was sitting across us, and I'm like,
That is the story I was expecting. Like what?
That would be
He was
amazing.
there?
But
brain
I
waves
will
are
say,
waving.
but I will say they rescheduled it and then it brought us back to Philly again. So I actually went to Philly twice
Oh,
during
okay,
the
okay,
year.
okay.
yeah, and experience different things
This is a roller
during
coaster
two of
right
my
now.
You were
visits.
talking about plot
Right.
twist. Plot twist.
There you go. Yeah. But
And
yes,
this
I
time you
will
got to
say,
have dinner with him, JK.
oh, there's an idea. Yeah, there you go. But I will say in Philly, if you haven't been, there's a lot of great foods and a lot of local markets that I've been in. There's this one where it's underground, so you're free from the cold or like the weather. And there's all sorts of food in there. There's Asian foods, there's local Philadelphia foods. There's also different merchandise there as well. So it's definitely a great place to visit. And I don't know if we have movie fans here, but there's one. Oh, I see Brother Justin raising your hand. There you go.
I'm a movie guy.
there you go.
I don't know where
Yeah,
he is, left or my right, but I'm pointing to wherever
somewhere.
Justin is.
Yeah, he's on my up. but, but yeah, there's also the Rocky statue there, and it's right in front
Oh,
of,
that one.
right? Yep. And it's right in front of the staircase that in the movie he like ran up as part of his training and all that. And so for my eyes only, I also ran up that same step
Oh
and had
man,
my husband
for your
film
eyes.
that like memorable moment. It was no joke. It
Very
was definitely good for training. I will say that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because that's a pretty high stairway.
it is, and it's actually in front of the Philadelphia Museum of Arts, out of all places. And so we were actually there to go to the fine like the arts museum, and they have a lot of interesting arts featured in there. So definitely a highlight of our trip as well. But yeah, so it was a good exercise getting warmed up to walk inside the Museum of Arts and also work up an appetite.
Should I go to Philadelphia next?
Okay, so I actually have a question for Sister Wendy since you went to Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Do they, or at least were you able to see any place that sold Philly cheesesteaks?
That was one of the first places we looked. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes, of course. And hey, trust the locals.
Trust the
Trust the
Trust
locals.
the
locals.
locals.
Trust the locals. If you're ever
They
Yep.
traveling,
know
trust the
what's
locals.
best.
Yeah, we were looking at like, okay, where are the crowds gathering during dinner, lunchtime, and we kind of just follow them to taste it. Yeah. That's one way for us. We did some research as well, but at the same time, we wanted to see like, okay, is this really a place that people do go to? So, but it sounds like Brother Justin, have you also tried it before or gone there before?
Okay, I've definitely had my abundant share of Philly cheesesteaks in the past, but not over there in Philly. I'm there's no doubt that the ones over there in Philly uh taste uh 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 lives up to the hype. So to those from Philadelphia or even New Jersey, because I think they're somewhat close to each other. Let us know. So, Sister Kathleen, if you're watching, please let us know.
Send some Philly thingies our way.
Yeah, and I will say it's very historical as well. So it's as if you've traveled through time. Like there's a district there that it has like the historically paved roads, and then a lot of the buildings have historical value, and also the cracked Liberty Bell is right there as well. And it's the best part is it's for free. So you just need to make sure you
Oh,
get
I
there
love free.
early. Yeah, it has like internal photos and history and everything there. It just gets pretty crowded or the line gets really long in the afternoons. I would suggest if you ever go, definitely go early in the morning.
Wow. I really need to put that on my list because I was really contemplating to fly back to Seattle, but now I'm gonna push it aside and do Philly.
Yeah, let me know how you like it. But I'm also interested in hearing, Brother Justin, how was your trip? I know you also went to a couple places in 2025.
Oh, yes, yes. I did quite a bit of traveling in 2025, for both business and pleasure. At some point in September, I was actually sent by my by my work because I was selected to attend a conference in Florida, and and of course I had to taken a little bit of vacation over there in Florida. We were able to go to some of the local theme parks over there. That was really fun. And then it's funny because a few weeks later, um, I was going to travel again, but not to Florida, but to Honolulu, Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
Okay.
I feel like that's
Yes.
your favorite spot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
At
like
this
if
point,
Hawaii is just across the street, you would always be there.
at this point, it's an annual trip for me at this point. So shout out to sister Alyssa from the Hawaii Pacific Satellite Studio, my cousin over there. But wow, what do I? Wow, Hawaii. Where do I start from Hawaii? Because there is so much we did over there.
What's the first thing that comes into mind, or something you would want to do over and over again, or experience or eat over and over again?
Or like the
Oh,
main
definitely.
reason why you would go back to Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is definitely the visuals of the island because, as someone who's been born and raised here in the Midwest, it's all flat land, right? It's all flat land, flat plains. You get some hills here and there. You might see like some cliffs over there, but um, but definitely the visuals of the islands, the shores, the currents, the ocean, the mountains too. That's what really draws me to the area, right? And then there's also how do I say this? There's also this this sports stadium, right? And during certain times of the week, they don't do this 24/7. During certain times of the week, there's actually a flea market over there where where a bunch of vendors, local businesses, they go there, they sell what they have, they sell what they offer, and a lot of them are can be very good local souvenirs, and then that's where you would uh, spend some time and buy some souvenir shirts, clothes, bags, and even get a bite to eat over there. And then that's just that's just one of the many things that we did over there.
Supporting the local kind of activity.
Yes, and of course you have every now and then you have to do what you gotta do to really take in the culture. Because at some point while we were there, we attended this cultural event where they briefly introduced some of the cultures and ideas from not just Hawaii, but from the other islands of Polynesia also. Like they did some activities that involved cultures from Tahiti, Fiji, even New Zealand, and especially Samoa. Like there was like so much activities to do with all that involved all those cultures. We even met a lot of people from different parts of the world too, because that's definitely a place to vacation also. And then yeah, it was just a lot to take in. Like there aren't any words to describe it. It's really at that point just something that you just really need to see for yourself. Hmm.
I feel like a lot of these spots that we go to is just something different. That's why we like to go there.
Yes, everyone's experience is different. And then there's also a ranch over there where believe it or not, that's actually where they would do some. That's actually a famous site for some movies to be shot, and they left some of the props there too. So now they're tourist sites.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
that.
it was pretty amazing. That was definitely one of the highlights when I went as well. And they actually had local food tastings as part of
Oh
that
yes,
ranch
yes,
too. Yeah.
yes. You cannot forget the food over there.
Okay, it's time for me to book a flight to Hawaii.
Okay, so after the show, we're booking flights to Philadelphia. We're going to Japan, and after that, we're relaxing in Hawaii.
Yes,
Sounds like a plan.
actually, that sounds like a plan. We can take a flight. Wait, not us planning flights right now. literally that, I'm literally that friend when you joke around flying. I'm gonna pull up an app for booking flights and prep everything for you.
That looks like we're gonna make plans for 2026 already.
We
So,
are. We are.
mm-hmm.
We definitely are. We're gonna do the show in fully, and then Japan, and then Hawaii. We're gonna visit their INCRadio studios. Finding Texas finds places.
Nice. Yeah. So speaking of 2026 and finding Texas, Brother Justin, um, now that 2025 is coming to an end, what can we look forward to for 2026?
Wow. Okay. So here, when it comes to Finding Texas, so here on this show on Finding Texas, ever since we started this program, we had a very brief overlook of of some of the key things to do here in Texas, or at least in this part of Texas, right? Like we saw um, Mount Bonnell in Austin, Texas. We saw Centennial State Park over there in Houston. I think that's what it's
Houston, yep,
called.
yep.
And then we
Hmm.
also saw the Riverwalk and the Pearl over there in San Antonio, Texas. And we also saw one of the wonderful beaches over there in Corpus Christi. And then and now that we kind of get a general idea that we saw of what some of the key things there is to do in here in Texas, now in season two, once we start that in January, we're gonna look at some of the hidden gems there are here in Texas. So yeah, we saw a lot of the popular stuff, and yeah, that's great. So now it's time for us to dive deeper into our cities and find some of the hidden gems, some of the stuff that a lot of the locals should know about, but really many don't. And there's definitely a lot to see that here in Texas. I'm sure Sister Mayfan and Sister Wendy, I'm sure there's a lot of hidden gems over there in Houston. Am I right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think season 2 is enough to cover it, so we might need many a
Season
more
three.
seasons.
We're already
There
planning
you
season
go.
three.
It's like 2 and 3 are just gonna be about hidden gems because every time I look it up and search out places, it's a lot. And to add on, like if you ask locals, they would tell you more. And I'm like, I never heard of that place. Where is that? Huh? It's not on Google. I can't find it on the maps. So
Nope. Yeah. That's why it's hidden gems.
that's why it's very hidden gems. So again, trust the locals.
There you go.
So I feel like that's gonna be the whole of season 2 and 3. I'm already I'm already foreshadowing it. It's gonna be an extension for all of this because we're not just gonna be talking about food. We're not just gonna be talking about those places that people will tell you to visit. We're actually gonna dive into like a lot more experience that you can get from visiting one city every time you go to Texas because we're gonna be finding gems
The
in
hidden
Texas.
gems. In fact, I can tell. In fact, just to give a more of a sneak peek for what our viewers and listeners would see as for a hidden gem, especially here in Austin, Texas. What one thing we're going to feature is a place called the Thinkery. What is that place? What do they have there? Tune in to one of our later broadcasts of Finding Texas to find out.
Thinkery.
Yep, the Thinkery.
Is it a bakery for thinkers?
Well, you'll just have to tune into that broadcast of Finding Texas later on to find out. Okay, all right. So, wow, we've definitely had our favorite highlights of 2025 when it comes to traveling. So, I'm just wondering, Sister Mayfan. So, of all the places that we mentioned on this show, which one would you want to visit?
um, Philly. I'm saying that because Hawaii has Philippine vibes. Okay,
Okay, all right, I get that.
so that's why I'm like Hawaii's like Philippines. You know, food, culture, a mix and match of everything. But Philly is something like it's something that you need to see for yourself. So yeah, Philly. This is probably gonna be my next stop after Seattle because I'm definitely going back to Seattle. That place has my heart.
All right. Well, we're really looking forward to some of those travels in 2026. So thank you so much, Sister Mayfan and Sister Wendy, for joining us as we wrap up this last show of 2025. And thank you again to our viewers and listeners for tuning in with us here on Finding Texas. And before we end our show, of course, we can never forget to thank our multimedia advisor, Brother Mark Angelo de los Reyes, our district CFO overseer, Brother Matt Carl Talents, our assistant district minister, Brother Chody Sampson, our district supervising minister, Brother Noel Caritativo, our executive producer, Brother Emmanuel Endaya, our station manager, Brother Wally Tarai, our deputy executive minister, Brother Angelo Arano Vimanalo, and we can never forget to thank our beloved executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Thank you so much for all your support in these programs. So please don't forget to tune in to Finding Texas, which is every Friday at 9 o'clock p.m. Central Time, or every Friday at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And coming right after this, we have Feel at Home, presented by the Caribbean Satellite Studio. Once again, thank you so much to our viewers and listeners for tuning in with us here on Finding Texas. We'll see you in the new year, 2026. This is Finding Texas.